You worry too much.
And you never worry about anything. When we were 7 and you jumped off the cliffs at Castle Rock, 100-foot drop into the water. You were never afraid.
There was nothing to be afraid of until you told Father.
The show is about who wants power and how they get power, and probably more than anything else, it's about what power costs people.
The Seven Kingdoms is a single realm made up of 7 realms that once were independent.
King's Landing, it's a capital city of this world. It is a place where there is extravagance and wealth and decadence, and where the things that you see aren't as they appear.
The Lannisters are the wealthiest family in Westeros and have been for centuries.
They have a lot of power, even over people that are enemies, but they owe us money, so we have, good grip on them.
They're also survivors. I mean, a lot of these characters sort of come and they go, but the Lannisters do have a perseverance.
There is a reason why it's the biggest and most powerful family, because they are ruthless.
My dear brother, there are times you make me wonder whose side you're on.
My dear brother, you wound me. You know how much I love my family.
Each of the houses has their heraldic symbol. For the Lannisters, it's a lion. Red is the Lannister color.
Cersei Lannister is the queen. She was married to the king in essentially an arranged marriage in order to keep the kingdoms together after a rebellion.
I believe that Cersei really loved Robert in the beginning and thought that they could make it work, but on their wedding night he calls out another name and it's not hers. And from then on, I think she's pretty wounded. She's very politically minded and very aware of power. She's quite paranoid.
Why was my daughter not brought to me at once?
How dare you speak to your king in that manner?
Quiet, woman.
Jaime knows that his sister Cersei will do anything to keep the power. And in that way, she is very, very dangerous.
Her concern is very much, as queen, is to perpetuate her own dynasty and to eliminate any threats to House Lannister or particularly to her children.
For her, the highest morality is protect the family.
Someday he'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
He loves his sister. Well, she's kind of the only one who really knows him and accepts him.
You should be the hand of the king.
It's not what I can do without. Days are too long. Lives are too short. They share their secrets with each other.
She trusts Jaime over everybody else, and I think she has a very hard time trusting anyone.
Jaime, her twin brother, is one of the members of the King's Guard, an elite order of knights who are the Secret Service, if you would. Their duty of these 7 knights is to guard the king at all times and to keep his secrets.
He is a soldier, and he doesn't care about the politics.
Jaime is somewhat infamous. He's called the Kingslayer because he was actually previously a member of the King's Guard for the last Targaryen king, and he actually killed the king that he had sworn to protect. He has a somewhat tarnished reputation for that.
What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back? I never asked.
They have to be 100% loyal to the king, no matter what. And it's because he broke that code when he killed the previous king that, he is considered not quite trustworthy.
I need you to become the man you were always meant to be.
Cersei and Jaime, the twins, also have another brother, Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion's relationship with Cersei is a very difficult relationship. They're constantly battling one another.
Tyrion is a dwarf. He's younger than his 2 siblings.
He enjoys playing with people's expectations of him. Because of his size, has had a very complicated upbringing in relation to his father and his sister. He's very close to his brother Jaime.
Our sister craves your attention.
She has odd cravings, our sister.
We're a complicated family, and I sort of make it more complicated. Despite all his lusts and appetites, he does have a good moral core, much more so than some of the other characters.
Why'd you read so much?
My brother has a sword, and I have my mind. And a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone.
He has to defend himself with his wit and charm, and oftentimes that works better than the sword.
I think Jaime is Tyrion's only true ally. Unlike Cersei, he loves his brother.
Tyrion is as wily as she is, if not more so. And so I think she's very threatened by his calculations.
He has never quite had his father's approval, let us say. Being a dwarf and all that, that's in the medieval times that was considered a judgment of the gods.
I always thought you were a stunted fool.
Lannisters always pay their debts.
Word's probably gotten to my father by now. He'll be offering a handsome reward. Everyone knows a Lannister always pays his debts.
It's just a little reminder to the people in this world who are constantly stabbing each other in the back that if you scratch my back, I will scratch yours.
House Baratheon, a stag is their symbol. Robert Baratheon, the king who took control in his revolution, he was originally betrothed to wed Ned's sister, Lyanna, but she died in the war. And so instead he wed the daughter of another Grace House, Cersei Lannister.
Start the damn joust before I piss myself.
Robert's a good guy in some ways, but he's someone who is much better fitted for winning the crown than he is for holding it.
Is this your command? Your Grace?
He doesn't like conflict that he can't settle with his fists. He's sitting on the Iron Throne, you know, surrounded by schemers and plotters and people with their own agenda, one of whom is his wife.
Surrounded by Lannisters. Every time I close my eyes, I see their blonde hair and their smug, satisfied faces.
He's married into a family who are possibly the most power-hungry, really.
And that's all the realm is now. Backstabbing and scheming and arse-licking and money-grubbing. Sometimes I don't know what holds it all together.
Our marriage.
Cersei and King Robert also have 3 children. Prince Joffrey, who's the heir apparent, and 2 younger children, Prince Tommen and Princess Myrcella.
Joffrey he's a pretty mean guy. As a prince, he's pretty pompous and arrogant.
And these 10,000 northern troops, would they fight for you or their lord?
For me, I'm their king.
Mm-hmm. But you just invaded their homeland, asked them to kill their brothers.
I'm not asking. He kind of expects loyalty from everyone, even though he doesn't earn it.
You let that little girl disarm you.
Joffrey's relationship with Tyrion is a pretty fun dynamic.
Do you understand?
You can't.
Do you understand?
He's always kind of suppressing Joffrey and not letting him away with anything, and you know, the kind of only person that stands up to Joffrey.
On Robert's side, on the Baratheon side, Robert has 2 brothers of his own, 2 real brothers, Renly and Stannis.
Renly is the king's brother, King Robert's youngest brother. There's a middle brother, Stannis, who we sort of meet later on. He's grown up in a world where his brother has conquered his way to being king. He's been brought up in the Southern Court, very educated, member of the King's Council, likes his clothes.
I've got 7 kingdoms to rule. 1 king, 7 kingdoms.
You see how low some of these characters are prepared to stoop in order to fulfill their selfish ambition.